Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Kingston City Council. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand. Mr. Brown will lead us in invocation. Ms. Wright lead us in the pledge of the flag.
Dear Heavenly Father, again, we thank you for a beautiful day. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to come meet as a body. We ask that you wrap your loving arms around all of our neighbors and our sister cities that are having such terrible times with the hurricanes. Be with our friends in Florida, as again, another one seems to be approaching tomorrow night. But just be with us. Just be thankful that we live in a community that's so well blessed with such good weather, such good community, such good constituents. But most of all, we give you praise every day for sending your Son to die on the cross for us, and we'll give you praise every day. And all God's children said, Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Bradwell. Councilmember Brown.
President.
Councilmember Quinn.
Present.
Councilmember Johnson.
present.
Councilmember Martin.
Present.
Councilmember Wright.
Present.
Mayor Daniels.
Present. Do I hear a motion to approve the previous minutes as written? Motion. Motion by Mr. Windsor, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Martin. Mr. Quinn, any corrections or deletions? Mr. Martin? No. Council? Madam Clerk, call the roll on the previous minutes, please.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Martin.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Mayor Daniels.
Now we've set aside a time for citizens wishing to appear before the City Council. Do we have anyone wishing to appear before the City Council? Come to the podium, state your name, address, and we'll give you 3 minutes to get your speech.
Hey guys, I'm Tracy Mosley with the Royal Heights, and tonight I want to introduce you to our new event planner, Michelle Gray. She's passing around events that we got going on, but the main focus this month is you guys. So whatever we can do to help promote, advertise, I changed the billboards up a little bit today. You'll notice time and location of the birthday and students wishing happy birthday. We have a billboard at our place. They're on the Harriman billboards, but anything that we can do social media wise. Kelly's been great about feeding me information. We've been trying to get it out there for you guys, but this month is y'all's. So just let me know. And does anybody have any questions?
No, I did look at Kelly sent out the thing that you emailed, and it was really good.
The new one?
Yes.
I wanted to change it up to try to bring some new attention to it, so we did that today.
Thank you.
One thing that you could do for us, we talked about last night at our meeting, if there's any way that you could put on your mailing list or use your mailing list to the businesses of Kingston that have marquees, that if they could put happy birthday, especially on the 23rd, but maybe
Yes.
bring some kind of awareness, you know, if we had McDonald's
Okay.
and all the Handy Burger and all those places up down the road, that'd be a neat little thing.
Okay.
Y'all would have all that.
Yep. Oh, and also today, we had an impromptu meeting with Jack at the fort. We're combining the Taste of the Holidays in Kingston this year with the candlelight tour at the fort December 7th. So we've already started working on that.
Okay.
So I think it'll come together really nicely.
Good.
So, anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Anyone else wishing to address the council tonight? Seeing none, we'll go into reports. We'll start with the council. Start with Ms. Johnson. Do you have anything to report?
I would like to commend the Kingston Water Department and the water treatment facility for their ongoing, working 24/7 to make sure our water is clean. So, Mr. Hamilton, good job and thank you.
Yes. Anything else?
That's all.
Ms. Wright?
That's sir.
Mr. Brown?
I've got a lot of stuff. They told me, I just left the library the reason I was late. They had part of their, they had Robert Bailey as their speaker. There's probably about 15 or 20 people there. And as part of the celebration for our birthday, really interesting. So we're going to try to get that Jack as part of one of our displays that he's got too. A lot of the old pictures and the history of Kingston. And they also wanted me to remind you that there's an upcoming event, November the 14th at the library for the elected officials. They just want to come and, I'm assuming, recognize us and thanking us. They seem to think that we've done a whole lot for them in this last year. So be sure to put that on your calendar. I think it's
It's
Lucy,
the 14th at 5:30.
5:30.
It's an informative, it's to inform us, all the elected officials, city and county, of the programs and the different services that the library offers.
And I'm with Lucy, the water department. Guys, I went out there, and I don't see how the fish are living there. That water, and if you'll drive out at my house, help me mow my yard or something on the way down there, you can come up and help me. But you can see how clear the Clinch/Emery is versus the Tennessee River at the bend. And some of it's coming along to the shoreline, all the way over to the amphitheater. But I went through that, and they showed me all that stuff, and the water that pumps straight out of the river. Guys, there's enough settlement in that you could almost walk on water. So they're working hard. They're still keeping us way below where we need to be, which is, we take that for granted until it's just like our electricity. Until we turn that knob and nothing comes out, we panic. So we never think about them, but they did a good job. I just popped in unexpected, and they gave me a little tour, and we walked out on the catwalks and looked at that water, and it was just unbelievable how much stuff was foaming up in that before it was treated. So good job there. The birthday party, we had a meeting last night. Guys, it just hit me this afternoon that we're 15 days out from the celebration on the 23rd from our birthday party. It's almost like having a birthday party for your kids. You know you're going to forget something, but sure enough, Kelly and I are glad when it's going to be over. But it is coming, this group that the mayor has put together has worked so hard together, and even we've got people who have been coming that haven't been on the committees that have just busted their tails to get this stuff done. If you can be there on the 23rd, starting at 4 at the old courthouse, we've got a program, and Senator Blackman has indicated she's going to be there. Got word from Mr. Flashman, although he's going to be there. Senator Yeager is confirmed, and Representative Fritz are the ones that have confirmed. If you'll remember, the First Baptist Church Community Choir will be doing about a 20-minute program. Troop 101 will be doing the colors, and our beloved mayor will be emceeing and introducing everybody. We'll have the ringing of the Rittenhouse bell while we're there. Got food trucks. We'll close down the little street, so everybody have a good time. Then on the 25th, we've got our sit-down black tie event, and I wish Mr. Redmond was here, because I always look at him when I say black tie event, because he said, I'll have to go buy me a coat. But the black tie event, if you haven't got your tickets yet, we're down to, we may set another table, but we've sold all of the 100, and we're working on 104. We found out last night that we could seat maybe another table full that we didn't have, so we'll do that. We got to let the caterer know by Friday. Starting on Thursday, we will have the little library open, or not the library, the little historical thing open down at the old council room at the community center. Make sure that you, sometime during the month, that you go by there. We have 21 artists from the high school who have created some of the coolest, neatest, I don't know how to explain it, artwork. There are some colored pencil paintings of our sketches of the Presbyterian Church, of the courthouse, of a little kid fishing on the banks down here. It is just absolutely, we have so many talented people that have entered that. And then every wall will have, Nancy Hamilton, thank you so much for your hard work, but we're having the essay contest, remember, and we're having the poster board contest. All of those are going to be displayed, and hopefully we'll have everything by Thursday with the first, second, third places. We've also had a program going on, and I hate to be so long, Mayor, but I get excited about this. But we've got 2 tables set up where the kids have made replicas of the courthouse, the Baptist church, the fort, and all that is just so unique. And then the deal with the Rome County High School, Mr. McDaniels with his audio-visual class. If you haven't gone to our website, the treasures that they've interviewed, You need to go watch those. But sit down, some of them are an hour long, some of them are 45 minutes long, but we've got a little recap that we're looping down there. We've got TV set up with chairs that you can watch that. That is an ongoing thing, but he just couldn't get through. We added so many treasurers to our deal. I think he's got 40 something, and he's got 20 some odd of them doing. So he's going to add and add, and we've worked it out. Kelly has worked so hard to get those on the county, on the city website. So just go by and look at those, and we're expecting a big time. On the 23rd, if you want to dress up in historical attire, you're more than welcome to. There will be a reenactment, or not a reenactment, there will be several people down there that will be explaining some of the historical things. And then on the 24th, 25th, 26th, at the 4th,
25th, 26th, 27th.
reenactments of over 70 or 80 people. They'll be reenacting back in that day. They'll actually be camping on site over the night, and then we'll conclude everything with our street fair, street festival on that Saturday. And what's that, the 28th or something, I think? Well, I get dates mixed up, there's so many of them. But I understand that we've got more people coming to that already than we've ever had before as far as vendors. So if you like birdhouses and paintings and that kind of stuff, walk through the city, you can do that. We'll close part of the streets and have plenty of vendors. With that said, that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Quinn, do you have anything to add?
What? I was going to talk about Kingston's birthday, but it sounds like he's taking care of it. I'm good.
Okay. One thing that Tony Duff mentioned is last Saturday we had a pickleball tournament and a disc golf tournament. And it was very successful. I think there was 96 in the pickleball and I can't remember how many, over 90 at the disc golf. So both of those were very successful. I did get a chance to go to the elementary school Monday and look at the poster contest that the kids had done from out there. And I mean, it's amazing what they did. They did a great job. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few things here. In addition to my written report, a lot of things have been mentioned. I'll touch on them, though. Just again, join everybody else and thank you, Kevin and his guys. You know, what we've seen, I've heard so many people say they've never seen the Tennessee River look like it did. The amount of stuff that's come down river has just been unreal. But these guys have done their thing, and you know, it's almost like they've done their magic. I don't know how they do it, but you know, that water keeps coming out clear and clean every time you turn the tap, and can't thank them enough for their hard work. It does look like the last couple numbers we pulled that it might be going down a little bit, so that's good. But you know, when you see something as precious as water unavailable to so many people, we just really realize how blessed we are. So great job on that. Kind of along that line, yesterday went down, was part of the latest water donation that the mayor and some others organized. We had representatives from several of our departments there. The county had a lot of folks there working, and I think we ended up with, what, 20 pallets of water. Had an 18-wheeler absolutely full and went off, and I know that's just a drop in the bucket compared to what the need is, but every bit helps, and it's just really, really amazing and inspiring to see how Kingston and Roane County comes together when there's problems. So it was a very good thing to be a part of. You're right, the pickleball and disc golf tournament, both two things that were new to us, but Parks and Rec did a great job on that. And we'll commend them for their hard work on that. Just again, a reminder, the bid openings for Ladd Park will be this Thursday, and next month we'll have bids for you to consider on that. And then try to get another paving update on the paving that you funded for this year. We haven't given up hope that it's going to be this fall, but there's still a couple of pretty big projects ahead of us. So we could be looking at spring, but they haven't counted us out yet, but it's not looking too promising. But anyway, it will be coming when we can get it here, and that's all I have unless you have any questions.
So you want to have any questions for City Manager?
What time's the bid opening?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Next item on the agenda is addition of items to the meeting agenda received at the close of the agenda deadline. By unanimous consent of all members present.
I have something, Mayor.
Okay.
I'm asking for unanimous consent to add to the end of the agenda a consideration of an ordinance to abandon 3rd Street Extension that's on Kingwood.
Do you have a second?
There's nothing.
Do you have a second for this consideration? Second. Second, Mr. Gwynn. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Discussion.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this until we got the email, and I just happened to be on that street, because you know it's election time, and placing signs out there, and one of the residents that called me asked me about this. Didn't know, it was after the Tuesday meeting. I told her I didn't know anything about it, that it wasn't on the agenda. They said, well, if you don't care, said, we think it's gonna come up, if you don't care, give me a call, we would like to be, or she would like to be there. I'm gonna vote against this. I think it's just too quick, and I don't want to make anybody mad on council, but an ordinance to a ban tonight is way too early. I'm going to vote against it. I know that kills it, but I think it's just way too quick for us to find out about it on Wednesday, to vote on it this next Tuesday without notification to the public, and it's, you know, that's the plan. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm going to do.
Can we at least add it to the agenda to discuss it?
I'm afraid it'll pass. And I mean, you know, I'm not saying that I'm against doing away with it, we don't need it, but we've not contacted the other 3 property owners that are adjacent to it. This caused to quit claim it to one person, and, you know, the quit claim deed came from a real estate person. I would assume if they doing their due diligence, that they would have found that there was discrepancy. Evidently there's a discrepancy. I don't know that there is, but evidently there is, or we wouldn't be talking about it. You know, I've heard that these people have paid taxes on it for 37 years, but it's still listed as belonging to the city of Kingston. So, you know, I don't know if they own it or if they think they own it. They think they own it, from what I understand, talking to some of the people. But that's all I've got.
Any other discussion?
Is that, would that be better taken up in court to decide whether that piece of property is theirs or still the city of Kingston's? I'm asking this question. Because I don't want to second into a controversy. But if somebody, if they've been paying taxes on that property, how many years? Explain it.
Well, first of all, we need to vote on this motion to add to the agenda to discuss it. We probably shouldn't be discussing it before this motion.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Vice Mayor Brown,
No.
Councilmember Glenn,
No.
Councilmember Johnson,
I'm sorry, is this for the discussion or is this to?
It's a consideration of the ordinance to ban the property. Just to add it to the agenda.
No.
Councilmember Martin,
No.
Councilmember Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Dan.
Next. No unfinished business or one new business. Consideration of ordinance 24-1008-01, an ordinance revising a comprehensive codification revision of the 2023 personnel rules and regulations of the city of Kingston. Do I hear a motion for this ordinance?
I'll motion.
Moved by Ms. Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Martin. Ms. Johnson, anything?
No.
Mr. Martin?
No, sir.
Council? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Brown,
Yes.
Councilmember Glenn,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Dan.
Aye. Item B is consideration of resolution 2410-0801, a resolution approving the donation of approximately 20 acres of the Fort Southwest Point property and artifacts in the state of Tennessee. This is a resolution that doesn't actually turn this property over to them, but it gives the state that we're saying, okay, move forward. There'll still be more paperwork and stuff come back to us.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Gwynn, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Johnson. Mr. Gwynn, anything? Ms. Johnson?
No.
Council? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Brown,
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Dan.
Aye. Item C is consideration to authorize the city manager to solicit bids for the resurfacing of the pickleball court.
Motion.
Second.
Ms. Johnson, second, Mr. Gwynn. Ms. Johnson, anything?
No, I heard from a few people that use that court, and they're very grateful because it's very much needed. Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
Council? I think when we first started the pickleball, we didn't realize what was going to happen, so. Madam Clerk, call the roll to solicit bids for this, please.
Vice Mayor Brown,
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Dan.
Aye. Item D is consideration to authorize the city manager to solicit bids for the court-ordered demolition of 500 North Kentucky Street.
Motion.
Mr. Martin, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Johnson. Mr. Martin?
No. Good.
Ms. Johnson?
No.
Council?
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Brown?
is this stoppable? I mean, we have gone leaps and bounds, and this has been going on for years and years. And, you know, sometimes when you've got somebody that don't agree with what the city does, does he still have a chance? When does this drop dead after the solicitation of the bids that we bulldoze?
So this, in the order, he had 30 days to remedy the violations. And there was a follow-up inspection that actually, it was more like 45 days to 2 months after, so it was a little extra time. But that came back that nothing of significance had been done. All this step is to solicit bids. Of course, once we got them, we would bring them back to you. It would be up to council to award the bid and then to move forward. There is, a standing order. And like you said, we've tried every way in the world, would still be open to anything that could resolve it any other way. But just in case that doesn't work, we felt like the next step would be to go ahead and solicit bids so we have them if we end up needing them. So,
That doesn't really have anything to do with, I guess, this, but go 2 steps past this, Mr. Attorney. The transfer of the property doesn't go to the city. We're just cleaning it up, and then what do we do? Do we put a lien against the property? Because, I mean, this is going to cost $8,000 or $9,000 if I had to guess. And you don't know what they're going to have to remedy about taking away from it. Because I'm assuming, I don't know if those gas tanks are still underground back there or not. We don't know, but we're just trying to get it cleaned up. But we don't own we will not own the property.
That's correct, Mr. Brown. So the city of Kingston, pursuant to the order that was signed by the chancellor, would have a lien placed on the property for any costs associated with the cleanup or
Okay.
demolishment of the building.
All right, thank you, sir.
Anything else?
Just one question, that building's old enough that we'll be responsible for tearing out asbestos or whatever that may still have in it. So that's another cost on top of that.
Could be.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Brown,
Yes.
Councilmember Gwynn,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Councilmember Wright,
Yes.
Mayor Dan.
Aye. Item B is consideration to bypass the procurement process and authorize emergency expenditure in the amount not to exceed $50,000 for the replacement of the HVAC system at Fire Station 1. Mr. Bowden.
Yeah, real quick, just another thing, and just with like the other one, apologize we didn't have this last week for discussion. We've known this unit was going to need a replacement. As I mentioned in my memo, we've had this on our 5-year capital plan for some time. We've just tried to push it down as far as we could so we could address other priorities. It's recently gotten worse, and it's come to our attention that it could be a fire hazard. So because of that, we feel like we don't need to ignore it any longer and try to patch it up to keep it going. So as I mentioned, it's almost 20 years old. We feel like it's time, particularly because it's a safety hazard, and we have parts of our fire hall where people are manned 24 hours a day that don't have air and potentially may not have heat. So we'd like to come to you with permission to do this. Normally we would take bids, but with it being a potential fire hazard, I'd rather speed that up if we can. So if that's the will of the council.
Do I hear a motion to bypass the procurement process and authorize this on emergency expenditure?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Gwynn, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Gwynn, anything?
No, it says it's not to exceed 50,000, so we don't really, under 50,000, that'd be as far as we go price wise, as far as replacement, right?
Yes, we got three estimates
Okay.
already, and so we would be under there.
I got you.
Mr. Johnson, you have anything?
No.
Council?
No.
Madam Clerk, call the roll on the expenditure, please.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Councilmember Wynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Martin.
Yes.
Councilmember White.
Yes.
Mayor Denton.
Aye.
Thank you.
Item F is consideration of appointment to the vacant seat on the Park and Rec Commission for the term ending 6/30/2027. And the name we have put in was Mr. Jason Taylor. Do I hear a motion to appoint Mr. Taylor to the Park and Rec Commission?
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Martin, second, Mr. Nguyen. Anyone else wishing to fill this seat? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll on the Park and Rec.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Councilmember Wynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Martin.
Yes.
Councilmember White.
Yes.
Mayor Denton.
Aye. Consideration of reappointment of an existing term on the Kingston Planning Commission for term ending 10/31/2028. Wade Lovin is on the Planning Commission now, as said he would consider doing it again. Do you hear a motion to reappoint Wade Lovin? Well, that's my point, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm reading all that. All right, so reappoint Wade Lovin to the Planning Commission for a term ending 10/31/2028. Someone threw me off having on the agenda. Item H, the consideration of reappointment of an existing term on the Kingston Board of Zoning Appeals for a term ending 10/31/2029, and that would be Ms. Tori Bay, who is already on the BZA. Do you hear a motion to approve her on this reappointment?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
The motion, Mr. Martin, second, Mr. All right, is anyone else wishing to go on the planning board against the appeals? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Councilmember Wynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Martin.
Yes.
Councilmember White.
Yes.
Mayor Denton.
Aye. That being the end of the agenda, this council meeting is adjourned. Now we're ready to the regular meeting of the Kingston Beer Board. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Member Grable. Vice Chair Brown.
Yes.
Member Quinn.
Yes.
Member
Here.
Johnson.
Present.
Member Martin.
Here.
Member White.
Present.
Chairman Denton.
Present. Do I have a motion to approve the previous minutes as written?
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Martin, second, Mr. Quinn. Madam Clerk, call the roll on the minutes, please.
Vice Chair Brown.
Yes.
Member Quinn.
Yes.
Member Johnson.
Yes.
Member Martin.
Yes.
Member White.
Yes.
Chairman Denton.
Aye. Are there any citizens wish to address the Kingston Beer Board tonight? Seeing none, and no new business in the Beer Board, this meeting is adjourned. Now we're going to go to the regular meeting of the Kingston Water Board. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for the water board?
Member Grable. Vice Chair Brown.
Present.
Member Quinn.
Present.
Member Johnson.
Present.
Member Martin.
Present.
Member White.
Present.
Chairman Denton.
Present. Do I hear a motion to approve the previous minutes as written?
Motion.
Motion from Mr. Gwynn, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Johnson. You seen corrections or deletions to the minutes, Mr. Gwynn? Mr. Johnson? Board? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll of the previous minutes?
Vice Chair Brown.
Yes.
Member Quinn.
Yes.
Member Johnson.
Yes.
Member Martin.
Yes.
Member White. Chairman Denton.
Aye. Do we have any citizens wishing to address the water? Seeing none. Going to the utility director's report. Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you, sir. So I want to say from me and all my employees, I thank y'all for the kind words. We couldn't do what we could do, well, what we do without y'all. So thank you again, everybody. It is our goal, no matter what or how it looks, is to get that quality finished product out. So I'm also thankful for him. As David stated earlier, it has been a little high. We have started seeing it fall, but it's just because of some longer run times, but we've got it. We're gonna keep putting it out. But thank y'all again. The other thing is, I told y'all last month, we got new trucks in. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but we do have our trucks. We've got new logos on all of our trucks, equipment. Y'all see them out, look at them. I hope that everybody likes them. We seem to think they look pretty good. So, also, pre-construction meeting for the sewer rehab project that we've got going for ARPA will be on October the 23rd. So hopefully we'll get that started and get going real soon on in. The last thing that I've got is maybe it'll help you all out a little bit, but me and Tim done some paving today, so if y'all get a chance, drive through Back Landing and maybe you won't beat the front end out of your cars. So, but other than that, that's all I got unless y'all have any questions for us.
On the turbidity, what was the highest you saw down there?
On the raw or the finish? On the raw, I think, give me just 1 second, I think the highest that I can remember off of the top of my head was a 149. Typically, on the average day, we run at a 2 or a 3. So it was quite high. We did get a little bit, I noticed on Monday, I think it was, our finish did get up just a little bit, but we had such a long run time there. It got up on us a little bit, but we was still well below limits. Once we backwashed, I mean, we was right back down to normal. So, typically, just for y'all that don't know, we typically can run about 45 hours on a filter process. We got down to about 22, and I think here recently we was just getting about 14 out of it, and that was with the raw turbidity up around 150.
That's right.
Does TVA ever send you all alerts to the water quality?
Probably about the same time they see them, just whatever we're looking at for
So I
everybody.
wonder if they give warnings to TWRA, people voting, fishing, anything out of the river?
No, to the best of my knowledge, we don't receive any kind of alerts. I mean, it was sort of like this deal here. It wasn't like there yesterday and then all of a sudden it's just,
Right.
I mean, it's there. But we're not the only people that's finding this. I mean, everybody.
That's why I just find it kind of shocking that it's not being talked about, considering how much activity, all these cities on our rivers, that's our livelihood for a lot of people. So I was just,
It's gonna take a while. I was watching the news and some people's water plant, they're showing
Yeah.
clear day, and then they're showing.
It's like,
oh my gosh.
warn your water departments, you're getting ready to spend an enormous amount of money.
That's right.
That's a question I have, like when you're running like this, I can't imagine, like the cost has got to be crazy. Does any of that transfer to like the citizens, like our water bills or any of that stuff, or is it, how does that work?
Well, I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not going to sit and say that there's not maybe a little bit of cost added to it. We're really not. This is one of those situations. There's nothing you're going to be able to do.
Right.
There's nothing you can do. Like I've told my guys at the plant, guys, we're just going to keep right on just like we have been. The end result is our quality. We've had to tweak, the chemicals a little bit. We've had to tweak the polymer a little bit because you're getting so much nastiness in there. You got to tweak that polymer and stuff in order to get that water to what they call flawed. It's a reaction and everything like that. So yeah, we might see a little bit of a cost on this. Do I think it's going to be substantial? I don't think so.
I just think it would make sense, like, to really brag on what you guys have done, because as people do start seeing their water bill go up, that don't have a clue this was going on, they may be going, why are they going up? We know like when TVA cranks it up in wintertime, you know, there's a trickle down to the customers. I just kind of wondered about that.
No, I think we might, like I say, Mr. Martin, I think we might see a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be a substantial amount or whatever. And you know, I mean, I just want to reiterate this. We're probably blessed more than a lot of utilities around this area. We're drawing off of a main channel. You know, you take maybe Lenore City, Rockwood, Harriman, a lot of those people are pulling back out of sloughs. That's where their intakes are. So, you know, they're not going to be as lucky as what we are. They don't have that natural flow helping them. So we're as I said earlier, you know, we're at 140s, 150s. There's a possibility that, you know, these people that's pulling out of these sloughs, they could be up in the 500s, 600s, and it might be longer for them to get that water going than what it is us.
I can't believe what you did, because I look at my neighbors, I mean, it's terrible. Y'all done a great job.
Yeah, as David said a second ago, and I'm sure there's a lot more than just me. In my lifetime, I don't ever remember it looking like that. Never.
Just the distinction where the rivers meet.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Mr. Bowley.
Just from a financial standpoint, you know, times like this, when you have unexpected overtime, unexpected expenses, is when it really pays off that you come in under budget the rest of the year. So these guys do a great job. Kevin does, running their budget, and you know, we won't have any problems absorbing the extra cost in this. So it will not be something that will result in a rate increase. I can assure you that.
I was just thinking about how we tell people that if it does, because I mean, it would make sense if it did, you know, but at the same time.
If it were something long-term, you know, obviously other utilities are having to deal with significant long-term problems, then yeah, it could become something like this. But for this, a temporary thing, we just tighten our belt in other areas and move the money around. So we'll absorb this and we'll move past it, and hopefully we'll have a clear river and
we do have your address. We'll start with you.
Start with me.
Anything else you got?
No, I'm good unless y'all have questions for me, Mr. Chairman.
I got a
Mr. Brown.
question. The spring water, of course, we get what, 40% spring water? Does that mix in with this other, do we treat it all the same?
It actually gets treated, Mr. Brown, at a different source, and then we mix it all together in the middle of town.
So the spring water is a whole lot cleaner than this other, so we're fortunate that if we pulled everything out of the river, it would cost you more to treat it all. So we're not getting it all.
That's
from
true.
Right, if you remember, in the Asheville, we lost a spring and had to treat more water.
Well, not only that, we did have to treat more water, but also the substantial part that come in during that spring, where we had to pump more water, our electric bill, you know, went straight up. I mean, because that spring is all gravity, so it's a very minimal cost that we've got in the treatment and sale of that water.
Any other questions for Mr. Hampton?
Just add a boy on that water main break you had with Lionel, turned around, it was an awesome job.
The only thing I'd add is I think we all need to have the tour.
It is
Around there.
the cleanest
I've not had it.
facility I've ever
To be a water
to be a
treatment.
water treatment.
Anytime,
Especially since you have my address, we'd like to see what I'm.
I'll give you a call, and you're welcome for a tour anytime, any of y'all are.
It would not be a bad idea to have a tour set up.
We talked about it. Yeah, when I was first
Yeah.
elected, we did a tour of all the facilities in the city, and it was astounding. I did not expect it to look like that.
Sometime in December, have one.
We had one set up about a year ago, and there wasn't any interest in it. So if there's interest from you guys to spend some time, we'd love to take you around to all of our facilities. Just give us enough heads up to.
We'll set up sometime in December.
Yeah, we went out to the spring one time, didn't we?
We went to the spring, we went to the sewer department, went to the water department. I mean, every department there was in the city we went to.
We'd love to do that again.
Yeah, we need to do that.
I think we were on the Run State bus.
Yeah, everybody drove.
Yeah.
Had a grand old time.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton. Mr. Bell, do you have anything to add? Is there any, there's no new business on the water board agenda. Is there anything else that comes before the water board tonight? Seeing none, this meeting's adjourned.